Hello everybody, this is Albert with Green Tea House. I hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to talk about why you don't see a lot of oolong teas being sold at your grocery store. Now before we begin, I recommend you check out some of our back catalog of episodes. In particular, if you're not familiar with oolong tea, what is oolong tea? Also, I'll put in banners over here of some germane episodes, like perhaps what are my 5 most favorite teas, because oolong is going to be mentioned. So a lot of you guys who drink tea, whether it be in tea bags or even loose leaf, will notice that when you peruse the shelves at the grocery store, you're going to see a lot of 2 main categories of teas. Yeah, you're going to see a lot of tisanes, so you're going to see some cinnamon, some peppermint, some chamomile. But when it comes to Camellia sinensis tea, the actual plant that creates tea, because remember those are herbals, cinnamons and chamomile, those are herbals. We shouldn't be calling those teas. But the majority of the teas that you're going to see on the grocery store shelves are going to be 2 categories, green teas and black teas. With the black teas, they're going to be mostly English breakfast tea. You're going to see maybe Earl Greys, and you're going to see probably chai, some form of masala chai. With the greens, it's mostly not going to be a lot of Japanese stuff. Sure, you'll find some matcha powder in some of the higher end grocery stores, but you're not going to find a lot of sencha, like real sencha, or certainly gyokuro or genmaicha or hojicha, any of these teas. And with the Chinese, you're not going to find like dragon well. You're not going to find high end. You're probably going to find like jasmine green, gunpowder green, tropical green, these kind of generics. And then maybe you'll find some white tea, but a lot of the white tea that you're going to find, like I can speak from my grocery chain here in Texas, the white tea that they sell is like low grade, and it's not. I don't even think it's white tea. And, you know, if it's coming in a package, you know, it's fannings. It's just sawdust. It's just low grade. It's not like it's Silver Needle, white peony, or Imperial White, or any of these high quality ones. But you're going to see green and black. So if you know the 6 categories of tea, green, black, yellow, pretty rare. So what are we missing? What are we missing? We're missing oolong, white, and pu'er. Now, pu'er, or dark tea, the dark tea category, pu'er is the most famous. It's not surprising you won't find that in grocery stores because pu'er is an acquired taste. A lot of people wouldn't like the strong taste of pu'er. But oolong is bongly to the mind a lot to me, because oolong, I think, is honestly not just the best tea, but it's the most famous teas. If you look at some of the most famous teas in the world overall, Iron Goddess of Mercy, Alishan, these are oolongs. You look at the ones from the Wuyi Mountains, those are in China, those are oolongs. So oolongs, to me, are probably the overall best tea, because it's the one that not only does it taste great, especially if you get the lightly oxidized ones like the Dongding, like Alishan, High Mountain, Taiwanese, or any of these, because they're going to be lightly oxidized, so they're going to be kind of like a floral tasting green, maybe a little heavier, more heavier oxidized than green, but still just a great fresh taste tea. You're getting the taste, but you're also getting the leaves. And you remember what's great about oolong is they roll those leaves up into little balls with twigs, right? And so when you steep them, the ball with the little stick coming out of it opens up. And so when you look at the tea leaves after you steep your oolong, it's going to be full leaf goodness. And so you have to ask the question, if some of the most famous teas out there, now they might not be famous to you, like when you ask like Family Feud style, what are the most 100 people on the street, survey says, people aren't going to say oolong. And in fact, if you look just anecdotally, if you look at the episodes we have here, just early on this YouTube channel, what is oolong tea, which I think is episode 6, has like 3 times more views than what is green tea, what is black tea. Because I think there's some people who don't know what oolong is. You know, oolong means black dragon in Mandarin, so that's what it means. But a lot of people don't even know it's part of the Camellia sinensis world. And so going back to the question, 4.5 minutes into this video, why don't you see oolong being sold in grocery stores? I think it's a couple factors. One, good quality oolong is expensive. And I hate to tell you, but when you are buying the green teas and the black teas at the grocery store, you're not getting high-end expensive stuff. These brands are going to be giving, and if you doubt me, get your little pyramidal sachet or your tea bag, cut it open, pour it out, and you're going to see it's mostly going to be fannings. Or if it's the pyramidal ones, which are higher quality ones, and then the sachets, you're going to see it's not full loose leaf green or whatever it is. It's still going to be cut up. It's going to be cut up, and it's just cheaper. It's cheaper for them to give you the fannings or the sawdust version that they don't want you to see, right? See no evil, hear no evil. But also it's cheaper too, but not as cheap to give the cut up leaves. So oolong takes time to prepare. Oolong is the most sensitive to time and is the most laborious out of the teas to make, because the tea masters have to be able to oxidize that oolong, whatever cultivar it is, to whatever that cultivar is famous for. So whether it be like a 10% or a 15% or a 20%. So it takes time. Like with black tea, you just oxidize that puppy and throw it in a CTC machine. In green tea, you kill green it with very quickly after you pluck it. Oolong takes time. And so oolong is labor sensitive, time sensitive. It's going to cost more to make. And so grocery stores aren't going to pick it for that reason. It's more expensive to put good quality oolong in the grocery stores. The other thing is people just don't know the word oolong. So if you put oolong out there, they're like, I know what the colors are, I know what green is, I know what black is, I might know what white is. Oolong, I don't know what it is. And there's not really an effort by, I don't know, Numi and Tezo and these companies to educate people on what is oolong tea. So I think if you look at the fact that it's expensive to make and there just isn't a good education on it, this is why you don't see oolong in the grocery store. I think the biggest one of those is just oolong is expensive. Good quality oolong is expensive, and the tea at your grocery stores simply don't want to give you high quality tea, because they know if it's high quality oolong like Dong Ding, they're going to have to charge higher, and they know people aren't going to pay for it because people are kind of accustomed to buying crap tea-back tea. And if you are accustomed to that, they're going to keep giving you that. And if there's some uproar or swelling, oh, I want Dong Ding, they're like, okay, but we're not going to be able to give it to you cheap. It might be like 15 bags are going to be $20 or something like that. And people are like, yeah, I'm out. So I think tea makers know this, and they just don't even offer oolong at all. Even though I think, honestly, for all 5 senses involved, so smelling, touching the leaves before you steep it, touching leaves after you steep it, the liqueur, the taste, I think oolong is the overall best tea out of the 6 categories of tea. Guys, post in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. What's your history with oolong? Until next time, take care and God bless.